Are you curious about EPIQUE Realty, how the model works, and Rams agents? Then you're in the right place. Let's chat. This is EPIQUE Explained, the EPIQUE Realty model with the Rams agents. In this short presentation, you'll discover if EPIQUE Realty, pronounced EPIC, is a good fit for you or not. Why agents love the company splits, caps, revenue share, company stock awards, and free perks. You'll find out how agents can add $3,000 per month to their bottom line without doing anything different than they're already doing now. And you'll learn about Rams agents at EPIQUE Realty and how agents are maximizing their repeat and referral closings with the Rams system. But first, let me tell you just who I am. I'll make it real fast. My name is Mike Cerrone. I've been in the real estate industry for 3 decades now. I've been a new agent, team leader, broker owner, investor, and educator. My personal production highlights, I'm going to brag here for just a second. I had 21 listings in 30 days. Those all were at individual seller kitchen tables. Those were not REO or an investor giving me a bunch of listings. I had 9 closings in one day. That was a fun day. And I had 113 closings in my best year. I was ranked in the top 300 realtors in the nation by the National Association of Realtors magazine. I sold a business, retired from real estate early, and got a little bit bored. So I went out for the last decade and I've studied and interviewed and researched the top agents in the nation. We're talking about top solo agents who sell 25, 50, 75, 100 homes a year. And top teams that are selling 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, even 1,000 homes a year. I took that information, documented, organized it, shared their best practices with aspiring agents. And today, what I'm doing is coaching and mentoring agents how to double their closings based on a proven formula. So let's jump right into EPIQUE and what it's all about. Let's get into the basics. So EPIQUE is a virtual cloud-based real estate brokerage. There are no brick and mortar offices. And as you probably are aware, that formula has been working very well for the last, say, 5 to 10 years because of all the technology. You can look out there and see a lot of companies that have successfully done this. It's pretty cool. If you haven't been part of one, it's a lot easier than you think. All right, next, it's a leading edge technology company. It includes artificial intelligence. There are 3 founders to the company, and one of the founders is a computer wizard. He's a computer developer, and so we got a lot of cool products that come out of his knowledge base, and he puts some sweet things together, which you're going to see in a little bit. It's an agent-owned, agent-centric company. Now, a lot of people say they're agent-centric. This one truly is, you're going to see, and they've got 0 debt. Pretty cool. In fact, the company is owned only by those 3 people that originally started the company, who are agents, and then the other agents in the company. There's no outside funding that owns the company. People ask that all the time. And it's a private company. It's not traded out there on the public markets. Let's go on. They are growing super fast. They started in Texas. They then decided to expand. They're already in 31 states around the country, and they plan to be in 50 states by the end of the year. To give you an idea how fast it's growing, they had around 500 people at the beginning of the year. Within 4 months, they're already up to 2,000 people. So a lot of agents are excited about this company and moving over there. Now, this is a ground floor opportunity. As I just mentioned, there's just a couple of agents right now, but it's growing rapidly. The expectation is there'll be at 10,000 by the end of the year. So if you want to get in on the ground floor of a very fast, quick growing company, now is the opportunity, now is the time. All right, let's talk about EPIQUE perks. These are the perks that are free to agents. Leads. A lot of companies say this. This company actually does it. The company goes out and advertises and promotes and gets leads that come in, buyer leads, seller leads, and attraction leads, and they hand them out to the agents with no cost and no referral fee. These are pure leads. I went ahead, just a quick note, I went ahead and took their class. You got to take an hour class, took the class, completed it, and within a couple hours, I got my first seller lead that I didn't even request. It was amazing. And that was at night. The next morning I woke up, I had 27 seller leads sitting in my inbox. This thing is for real. All right, they've got a website with a CRM, and it's a very high-level website. It's called Lofty AI Enterprise. So a lot of companies, if they provide a CRM, it's the low-level one. This is the high-level one with artificial intelligence that can communicate with your leads, get them warmed up, and then hand them off to you. So it's really cool. Now, this program Lofty was formerly called Chime. I haven't checked it out, but I've been told that the price of this is somewhere around the $400, $500, $600 per month range, depending on what package you get. And you're going to get that all included when you join EPIQUE. Really cool. All right. Then this one blew me away, a free transaction coordinator. Okay. So everyone in the company, all the agents get access to a transaction coordinator to help them from under contract to close. A lot of us have been using outside services for that, paying $300, $400, $500 per closing. Well, if you have, that all goes away, and it's now zero cost to you to have a transaction coordinator bring your file to close. Now, if you wanted one, but you were afraid to spend the money, now you can have one for free. Pretty cool. I mean, right there, we just talked about 3 benefits, and we've got a whole slew more. I'm going to go through them real quickly, but you can see, I think already, the value of this company and how the founders are looking out for the agents. All right, we've got listing photos. You get professional photographer to go out and take pictures interior and exterior of your property when you list a property. And again, the company's picking up the bill. Next, you got yard signs. The company provides the yard signs for you. They look really good. They're very professional, luxury looking. They're on a signpost. Plus, they have a company that's going to go ahead and store those signs. They're going to bring them out to the property when you order it. They're going to install it, and they're going to remove it at the end. So you don't have to put it in your car anymore. You don't have to be pounding it into the dirt. Pretty cool. Also, billboard ads. This is amazing. They've already doing this where they're taking the agent's photos and posting them out on billboards in their local market. They have the company has access to 65,000 digital billboards all across the country. So they find the one that's closest to you, and they put your ad up there. It's digital, so it rotates with the other agents in the company. But you're going to be put up there in lights, which is really cool on the side of the highway. You got the vision of that. And something that's coming down the pipe that's going to happen in the next couple months is you're going to be able to put your listings up on that billboard. Really awesome. Go in there to a listing appointment, tell the seller, hey, seller, I'm a little different. You can, if you hire me, I can go ahead and get your house put up on a billboard, right? So it's a picture of the house. It's got a little bit of details like beds and baths, and it says, hey, call this agent to get more details. Nice stuff, right? All right, so next we got social media ads. When you take a listing, the company will pay to put your property out on social media. They're going to do several different times of putting it out there. Once when you list it, then say when you have an open house, if you have any price reductions, etc., to try to get the exposure and excitement out there, and any leads that come in are put into your CRM so that you can follow up with them. Cool. Company takes care of that as well. And then you got headshots. So the company has this cool program. It's AI enhanced. If you give them a picture of you, the program takes it and beautifies it and gives you back 12 options to select from. So you're going to have a really good looking headshot. All right, we're on to page 2 already. There's so many. I got to go to another page. You get free, unlimited car washes all year long to make sure you're looking your best when you roll up to that listing appointment or you go pick up your buyers to show them properties. Or maybe you just want to go out on a hot date with your spouse. Either way, you got free car washes. And then you got daily training. There's career development inside of the cloud that the company has, where they have classes that you can watch live and you can also watch on demand. Pretty awesome. Continuing education. So the company will pay for you to get your CE courses, okay? Your CE credits, whether it's in person if your state requires that, or online if you choose. The CE classes are paid for to keep your license current. The company covers that cost. All right, forever mentorship. Some companies have mentorship for a brand new agent for the first 3 closings, and the agent has to pay a fee for that. Usually it's like a 20% referral fee that goes over to the mentor. In our company, you get mentorship your whole career where you can contact and talk to someone one-on-one to get some help. All right. And there's no cost to it to the agent. The company picks up that cost. Pretty amazing. So whether you've been a brand new agent, a veteran agent, you've been around a long time like myself, it's all covered. All right. Then you get Canva Pro. So if you've been in Canva, there's a base model. This one is the Pro version, so it's a little bit fancier. You get access to the Pro effects. You can create QR codes, and you have access to over 1 million marketing templates you can use for like your social media campaigns or say a flyer for your property. There's all kinds of versions in there. All right, this is a big one. Healthcare. Healthcare. The company provides healthcare for its agents and free prescriptions. I know this is a mind blower. Ready? Let's jump into it. So this is free direct primary care and urgent care. It's going to be done through the phone. That's how they make it work. And it also covers mental health care and most prescriptions. What I want you to know is this is not insurance, right? Like you go out and you break a bone, like I'm a mountain bike rider and I broke a collarbone, I had to go in and get surgery. That's not covered, right? So this is not for those big catastrophic events. For catastrophic events, you need to get a separate insurance policy. This is for those little annoyance things you deal with, like you wake up and you're not feeling good and you don't know why. You know you need to go in the doctor, but you don't want to wait all day to go there or set up an appointment for a couple of days from now. You can get on the phone right away and get some assistance. Here's where I see it being the biggest the help is my wife and I, we have 4 kids. They're now adults. But when they were young, they would get sick in the middle of the night and you're kind of stuck. You can't go to the doctor's office. So now you're going to go to the emergency room or urgent care. And if you do that each time, is for us, at least it was $5,000 to $10,000. We did not like having to do that. And sure enough, the kids always got sick in the middle of the night or on the weekend. And you were stuck having to do one of these expensive options. Now you can pick up the phone and you can talk to a doc and you can find out, hey, what's going on with my kid? Do I need to take them to the emergency room? Or is this something we can just handle right now? It could be a huge, huge saver, right? And then the prescriptions are really awesome. They cover almost all the prescriptions. Over 80% of the prescriptions are covered for free. And if you're not in that group, you can get a discount on any prescriptions that are not already covered. Plus mental health, this is a very stressful business. And so the founders knew that and they want to make sure that we were taken care of. And so you get up to 12 mental health visits. These are, again, over the phone, but with a counselor that they can help you walk through any challenges you're experiencing. Pretty amazing. I've come to the end of this list, but I'll also just throw in some bonuses. We just had an annual conference where they're rolling out another 10 benefits and perks for the agents. And I'll just name off a couple real quick here. One I thought was really awesome is virtual staging. Virtual staging with an AI, an artificial intelligence, so it's really snazzy. You take a picture of a vacant property that you have a listing, you can go in there, put the picture in there, and you can fill it up with furnishings, right? And then you have like 20 to 30 different options on the themes, on make it look really snazzy, which is really cool. I had another example where you took a picture of a kind of a hoarder's house, and you were able to remove all the stuff inside. The program was, and it rebuilt the walls and the floor, and then you could put nice furnishings in. Really amazing thing. So that's something that's we just already received it. It's just we haven't been promoting it yet. And then a couple more things coming down the pike are roadside assistance. So the company has provided for roadside assistance. If you're out and you get a flat tire or you run out of gas, some fluids go out of your car, you can call a number, somebody will come to the rescue and save you, and then the bill is taken care of. Really awesome. All right. The other thing that they've got going is, and I'll just end on this one, is click offers. That's coming down the pipe. It's going to be coming in the next couple months. And that's basically where you can get a cash offer for one of your sellers, where some investors, institutional investors, and this is unique, local investors can make offers on that property. And you can get a real quick cash offer within just a couple of days that you can hand to your seller. That's going to help you get more listings and maybe work out some of those challenging situations where someone's found a great property, but they have to sell their home immediately. And if our market softens, you're going to have this advantage. Anyway, the company's constantly forward thinking on how they can make your life easier, help you get more sales, and do it in less time. All right, so let's keep going. This is really cool. Every agent in the company has the opportunity to become an owner of the company, and you're going to see how easy that is. Let's roll through that. So there are 6 free ways to get company stock. This is pre-IPO. This is pre-initial public offering. So the stock is private, hasn't gone out on any stock exchange yet. This is where the stock is very risky because it could go all the way down to zero and be worth nothing. It could go right through the stratosphere and be worth a whole bunch, or it could just remain flat or anywhere in between. We don't know what it's going to be, but to me, that's very exciting. And maybe that's exciting to you. Well, you can get access to this stock and become an owner in the company in 6 different ways. Number one, the first day you join, they give you some stock. Okay, so it's a stock award just for joining. So you are going to be an owner in the company on the first day. Pretty cool. The first house that you sell with the company, you're going to get some stock. The anniversary date, every year you stay with the company just by being loyal and hanging in there for a year, you're going to get some more stock. Next, when you cap each year, you're going to receive stock. So if you are performing, you're going to get some stock. Next, if you recruit an agent into the company, you're going to get some stock. And finally, we got the Power Award, which is if you're performing at a high level, and the way they qualify that is if you sell 24 homes or more in a year, or $10 million or more in sales volume in a year, then you're going to get an award, which is up to $15,000 back to you in the form of company stock. Basically what that is, and you're going to see later, is the cap. So you're going to pay them for a cap before you go to 100% commission. And so you're going to get that back when you're performing well. So that's pretty cool. You're also going to get double revenue share on your first line. If you are participating in revenue share, you get twice the amount that's listed, which is pretty cool. And that happens for a year. The cool thing about this is different than other companies. There's no cultural requirement. In other words, you don't have to do anything special in order to receive this other than have those sales. Some other companies, for instance, they'll give you half of it up front, but then they take a quarter of it and they say, you got to teach for us for a year to get that. And the other quarter, they say, that's fine, but you got to show up to 2 events that are going to be around the country, and you're going to have to come to us, and you're going to have to buy a ticket and attend, et cetera. So it typically becomes a wash. This company said, the founder said, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Let's just get rid of that. And there's no cultural requirements. If you perform, you get this reward. Now, these 6 items, these 6 ways you can get the company stock, they give it to you for free, which is incredible. However, I do want you to know there is a 3-year vesting period. There's a 3-year vesting period in order to get the stock. So from the day that you receive the award, 3 years later, you will receive the actual stock in your account. So it's no cost except for maybe a little bit of time, and that's your loyalty benefit for hanging around with the company and making them grow. Pretty cool. Let me also point this out. You can actually purchase company stock at a discount. Now, you can't pull money out of your pocket and hand it to them to buy it. You have to perform. And here's how that works. If you have a closing and you get a commission check, you can use part of that commission check to buy company stock at a 20% discount of whatever they have that valued at the time. And so you can have you have 3 options when you have a closing. One option is you don't do this at all. It's optional. So you can just say, nope, I don't want to do it. And it's 0, just give me all of my funds now. And that's always an option. Number 2, you could say, no, you know what? Why don't you take 5% of my commission and buy that stock at the 20% discount? Or option number 3, take 10% of my check and my commission check and go ahead and purchase the stock at the 20% discount. Pretty incredible. A lot of agents are doing this on a mass scale because they know this stock could be worth a lot in the future. As I've said before, it could be worth nothing, but it could be worth something. There were a lot of agents that did well at other companies when they bought early IPO stock. Imagine buying Apple stock or any other company before it went onto the market, right? Pretty cool. All right, let's talk about the EPIQUE compensation. I know you're interested and excited about this, so let's jump in. First, there's a very competitive split of 85% right out of the gate. So on your first day, you're going to get 85% split. Once you pay a cap to the company for the year, you're going to jump up to 100%. All right. Let's talk about what that cap is. This is unique to this company. They have a thing called a declining cap, So it's $15,000 in the first year. So once you pay the company $15,000 on their little 15%, then you go to 100% in your split. Pretty cool. Now, the second year, they make it even easier by dropping $1,000, and they're going to drop $1,000 each year off the cap. So the second year is $14,000, the third year is $13,000. The fourth year is $12,000, the fifth year is $11,000, and the sixth year is $10,000 in the cap, and it remains that for the rest of your career. They're trying to give you an incentive for hanging in there with them and give you a reward for being loyal. And there's a transaction fee of 0.1% of the sales price with a maximum of $500 per closing. And once you paid $5,000 into the company per year, that max fee actually drops to $250. So let me give you a quick example. If you sell a property for $325,000, just drop the last three digits there, the three zeros, and the fee is going to be $325 for the transaction fee. If you were to sell a $500,000 house, we'll drop the last three digits and the fee turns out to be $500. Now, if you sell a property for $750,000, we drop the last three digits. The number is $750, but the max you pay is $500, and so you only pay a $500 transaction fee. If you sell $1 million property, the max fee is $500. A $3 million property, max fee $500. All right, so you got the idea now. Also, let's look at this. You got a technology fee. It's either $99 or $149 per month. It's $99 if you pay it in advance 1 year in a lump sum at the beginning of the year, and you pay it for a year. It turns out to be about $99 a month. Or you can pay it as you go, month to month. It's $149 per month. And that covers the technology in the company. Pretty cool. I'll also point out about errors and omissions because I asked about this, and so do a lot of other people. What's the errors and omissions fee? Well, the errors and omissions risk management fee is zero. There is none. The company pays for it for you. It's already inside of the program. It's another one of those incredible benefits that they offer. And so what you got to know is there are no other fees. Everything you see here is it. There's no surprises. There's nothing that's going to come out of left field. There's no desk fee. There's no franchise fee. If you're with a big franchise, you're typically paying 5, 6, 7% off the top, and then you're going to have a split. So you're actually not getting whatever you think you're getting on the split because that money's gone. Well, not here. You get 100% pure when you get 100%, and when you get 85, it's truly an 85 because there's no franchise fee. There's no broker review fee or any other fee. So if you take and you run the numbers, I think you're going to find out you're coming out way ahead or at least very even to wherever you are today. Once you add the value of those perks, the value of this model goes way up. Just start thinking about how much am I paying for a transaction fee, or how much am I paying for leads? How much do I pay for training and coaching and mentorship? You get the idea? Okay, let's talk about EPIQUE revenue share. First, you might think, oh, I'm not interested in that. Hang in there with me because it's kind of different here. It's a lot easier. Let's check this out. All right, what is revenue share? Revenue share is a reward for introducing an agent to the company. As a thank you for helping the company grow, EPIQUE Realty will pay a sponsor, that's somebody who recruits in another agent, a small commission, a small fee, each time that the recruited agent has a closing until that recruited agent caps each year. Okay, so that's how it works. And let's kind of go into it. And we're going to get into an example. This money comes from the company side of the split, not the agent. The agent does not pay for this. The company is covering it. In addition, the sponsor also receives a little small commission on the pre-cap closings of the agents introduced by the recruit. So it goes 5 levels down. I'll give you an example. So let's say you come into the company and you have a friend, Harry, who comes over and decides to join, and Harry brings a friend named Sally, and Sally brings a friend named Fred. So let's say all three have a closing in 1 month. You would receive a little bit of a fee on all three. You'd really receive a fee on Harry's closing, Sally's closing, and Fred's closing. Pretty awesome, right? And that goes 5 levels down. Now at EPIQUE, this is where it's completely unique and different than the other companies you may have heard about. There's no FLQA requirements. There's no buffer reductions or access fees. A lot of companies do what I call clawbacks, where they reduce the amount they're actually paying out. Doesn't happen here. What is an FLQA? That's a frontline qualified agent. So some of the other companies, not EPIQUE, but some of the other companies require you have a certain number of people on your line 1 in order to receive any income on lines 2, 3, 4, or 5. Not only do they have the first requirement, you have to have a certain number of agents. Then they use that word qualified, which means that each of those agents has to sell a certain amount and generate a certain amount of income into the company. If they don't, they're no longer qualified, and therefore you can no longer access your lower levels. EPIQUE said that's kind of crazy that you're not paying out what you promised. And so they changed their model to say, look, you get opened up. All 5 levels are opened up immediately. There's no requirement to have a certain number of agents on any line. You just are going to get paid on all 5 lines for all the agents. that you and your agents bring in 5 levels deep. Pretty clean, right? Pretty simple. How is that calculated? It's calculated at 10% of the company dollar. So the revenue share is 10% of the company dollar off that cap, and it's the same on all 5 lines, so there's no confusion. It's a simple formula. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say that an agent goes out and you recruit them, and they go out and they have a sale, they have a closing, and they earn, say, $10,000 in GCI, and then the company receives 15% of that, so that's $1,500. So that $1,500 would go towards the agent's cap, and it would be money that goes to the company for that split, right? Now the company takes the $1,500 and they cut it up into 10 parts, 10 even parts. The company retains 5 of those parts, or 50%, to operate the company. By the way, that's how this is all sustainable. And then the top 50%, those 5 parts on the top, are then handed out to the sponsors who brought in that agent, the direct sponsor who brought in the agent, as well as the 4 people above you that sponsored you, and et cetera, all the way 5 levels up. I hope that makes sense. So that's how it works. It's very clean and very simple. Here's what people really want to know. What's the bottom line? Well, here's the bottom line. A sponsor can earn up to $1,500 per year per capping agent on all 5 levels. All opened up, no restrictions. Wow, that's huge, and that's completely different than any other of the models out there that I am aware of. So you need to check this out if you have any desire to do revenue share. Now, I promised you at the very beginning I'd tell you about how an agent can add $3,000 per month to their bottom line with the 2-bring-2 formula. Let's talk about how that works. We're talking about revenue share here. Here's what happens if every recruit introduces just 2 new agents who join the company, right? So let's say that you join the company and you're working along, and you got a couple friends that come over from other companies, they're real estate agents, and they say, hey, I see that you joined EPIQUE. How's it working out? You're like, it's great. I can't believe it. And they're like, do they actually do everything they say? Yeah, they do everything they say. And then your friend's going to say, well, can I find out more about it? I might want to join. You're like, you bet. Come on over, and you share with them the information. And they say, yeah, I'm ready to join. When they join, they sign up and they name you as their sponsor. All right, so that's 2 that you would have 2 people come in. And so on your first line, you would have 2 agents, those AAs, okay? Now, let's talk about what happens next. They're going to have the same experience. Some of their friends walk up and say, hey, what's going on over there? Tell me about it. And we're going to assume that every agent brings 2 more agents. So on your second line, you got 4 people. Why? Because the 2 agents on line 1 brought 2 each, and now we're up to 4. Making sense? All right. Then what happens? Well, those 4 are going to talk, and they're going to bring in 2 each. And so now on line 3, you have 8. And those 8 people are going to end up talking to agents, and each of them are going to bring 2. And so on line 4, it's 16. And then those 16 agents are going to talk and eventually bring in 2 people each. And so now you got 32. All right, so in this model, that we can see how it's really growing naturally all by itself, just because you brought in 2 people who ended up bringing in 2 people who ended up bringing in 2 people, and it just multiplies out. You're probably wondering, well, wait a minute, you might even be doing the math. How many people is that? Well, here you go. It's 62 agents. You got 62 agents total now in that whole group. And if we're going to make an assumption here that all the agents are capping, they may or may not be, but we're going to make that assumption for now because that's how everybody looks at all these models if you're comparing them to other companies. So if they're all capping agents, how much would you earn? Well, the result would be $93,000 per year in revenue share. That's a significant amount of change, right? And the way we got there is we took the 62 agents times that maximum amount of the cap, which is $1,500. Boom, $93,000. Now you're probably saying, hey, Mike, what if they're not fully capping? What if they're half capping? You know, I don't know about all of them, but maybe the average is that, right? Some of them are capping, some of them aren't, and a lot of them are in the middle. Let's say the average is a half cap. All right, let's take a look at that. If they're all half cappers, we take that 93, we divide it by 2, and now we're looking at 46.5. You can get up to $46,500 per year in revenue share. And if we divide that by 12, we end up with $3,875 per month. That's how we say $3,000 per month, right? So it's just a little bit over that. Now, I just want to point out again that all these numbers are best case scenario. There's no guarantees this is going to happen for you. Your results will definitely vary, But it's a pretty cool model, wouldn't you agree? In our model, you just bring in two, who bring in two, who bring in two, and pretty soon you got a pretty cool, pretty significant amount of revenue that's coming in passively, right? This could supplement you if you have a bad month, like you don't have a closing, or you have a great month and you have some income, but now you got some extra money that you could go on a trip or pay for a car payment or something else, right? So that's pretty cool. I'll point out one last thing that's unique to this model compared to other companies, and it's the very top line. The very top line in this model, you just brought in two people. And with this company, you brought in two people, they brought in all these other people, you were still able to access all of the revenue share and receive it every month. With other companies, since you only brought in two, they have a requirement you have to bring in five on line one in order to get anything on line two. And you have to bring another five to get anything on line three, and another five to get anything on line four. And before you know it, you had to bring in 20 agents in order to access these five lines. Not here, not here. And by the way, those weren't just 20 agents, those were 20 qualified agents where they all had to be earning a certain amount, which most agents don't because it's usually on a 6-month rolling average and it's hard to do. So a lot of agents at the other companies that do this, they don't actually receive all the lines. At EPIQUE, you do. You could have one on your first line and you're going to get all the lines. It doesn't matter. So any number you have on the first line, you're still going to get all the other lines as well. That is really cool about something over here at EPIQUE. It's the thing that got me the most interested in the company to start taking a look further into it. It might be for you too. So you're probably thinking, Mike, that's nice, but I'm not a recruiter. Hey, no problem. No problem. I still want you to win with revenue share. So let me share this with you. I am a recruiter and I'm really good at it. So when you name me or any of the Rams agents in our network as your sponsor, I will help you recruit your first two agents. All right. So here's how it would work. You introduce me to 5 agents that you know who will take my call when I mention your name, and I will go ahead and call them up, and I'm going to share the model with them. And when they join, they're going to go ahead and name you as their sponsor. So they're going to go ahead and they'll be on your first line, and then they'll be on my second line, and we're both going to win. Does that make sense? Yeah, let's do this thing together. All right. In addition, if you want, I will help you and your recruits with this training as well. So you'll learn how, if you want to, you'll learn what I'm doing, and I'll show you and give you all the tools you need if you decide that you want to do recruiting on a higher level. Either way, it's completely optional. You don't have to do recruiting when you're over at the company. It's just one of the cool options that you have. Okay, so teams are welcome at EPIQUE. We love teams. Come on over. In fact, we've got multiple structures to help you set it up the way you want. One, we have an unofficial group, an unofficial team. That's where a group is just sharing marketing, and that's all they're doing. Some people want to do that. That's great. If you do that, that's cool, but there's no cap or fee change. Now, next we have a family level. Now, a family team, that's where we got 2 people in the same household. So it could be spouses, it could be a parent and a child, it could be siblings, however you see that, but there are 2 people in the same household. They can become a family team. And when they do that, they get this special benefit where they have a shared cap of $15K. And then they also get a $99 tech fee each. So that's reduced as well. Then we got traditional teams, that's with 2 or more people. And when that happens, the members get a great benefit. The members of the team get a lower cap. It's only $10,000, and they get a lower fee, the tech fee, which is only $99 a month. Now, in that situation, the only requirement is that the leader receives a minimum of 5% of the split, which is very, very low. Other companies I've seen, they require a 25% split to be given over to the team leader. So this creates a lot of flexibility inside of your team. All right, next we have a power team, which is a big, massive team, 2 or more people at a minimum, but they have to hit some production requirements to achieve this goal, and that is $40 million in sales or more, or 140 transactions per year or more. You do that, you're now labeled a power team. And when you're a power team, the members get a lower cap. The members of that team get a much lower cap, which is a $5K cap, so you can attract a lot of people to your team, and just a $99 tech fee. And the maximum for the transaction fee falls in half as well. It goes down to $250. So that's a big benefit if you're building out a big team. Now, the leader receives, again, a 5% minimum split, which is lower than other companies, but that keeps some skin in the game. And then finally, here's something that's unique with teams here at EPIQUE. all the team members are eligible for the Power Award. Remember, the Power Award is where you get your cap back in the form of stock if you sell 24 homes or more a year or $10 million or more in volume. Other companies don't allow the team members to have access to that type of award. We do here. So agents here who are on a team can go ahead and get that Power Award. And remember, you also get the benefit if you get the Power Award that your first line of revenue share is double. You receive double for the year. And finally, there are no cultural requirements. So it's really cool, that Power Award. All right, we're almost to the end. I just want to share with you this bonus option for Rams agents at EPIQUE Realty. That is my revenue share group and all the people in our organization. We're super happy that they join with us. Here's what they get. So Rams agents is a community of referral-based real estate agents inside of EPIQUE Realty who practice the referral agent mastery system to maximize their repeated referral closings from friends, family, and past clients. So that's our focus. How can we maximize our repeated referral closings? So we've got a referral maximization system that's based on the top agents in the country and what they're doing. And this system is automated and semi-automated through the company-provided CRM Lofty AI, formerly known as Chime. Now, the program includes a quick start guide with checklists that you can go down and make sure everything is in place, as well as videos that accompany that in that quick start guide. And we have weekly live coaching calls where we have you come in and we help you implement your program. We give you advice, we answer your questions, and we also show you the most recent ideas on how to get more repeating referrals. For instance, we recently talked to a top agent who's closing 100 transactions a year as a solo agent. Most of it's coming from repeating referral, and she went from calling her people once a quarter to texting them. And we learned what that text script was and how she was still generating just as many referrals. So we shared that with the group. There's an example. All right, the system and training are completely free to Rams agents, right? So Rams agents get this all for free. And the way to become a Rams agent is to name a current Rams agent as your sponsor when you join EPIQUE Realty. Now, your sponsor is the person that influenced you the most. That's what you'll see on your application. Say, was there anybody who influenced you to join the company? You click yes, and they say, who was it? That's where you're going to enter the name of your sponsor with their license number. So you got to get their license number from them, and you enter that. And as long as they are in our group, in our Rams agents group, they're going to get access to this. So you join us, you get access to it, and anybody you bring into the company and you sponsor them, they're going to get access to it as well. Pretty cool. Okay, we made it to the end. If you like what you heard, let's talk about next steps. First, please go back and talk to the person who invited you to this presentation and say thank you, right? These people cared enough about you to send you this information because they like you and they want you to join the company. They wanted to invite you in. They want to partner with you. Please be sure to at least go back to them, whether you liked what you heard or not, and just say, hey, thank you for sharing this opportunity. That would mean the world to them. All right, now let me also point this out. If you're like me, you're going to be, if you're interested, you're going to be very curious. And so you're probably going to start doing your due diligence and start doing your research and reaching out to vet this thing. You're going to look at videos, you're going to look at websites, you're going to talk to agents, you're going to gather information, and that's a really good idea. Just do me a favor. Be sure to tell any agents that you end up bumping into and chatting with that you were introduced to the company by the agent who invited you to this, right? I'm sure that the agent that invited you to this would be honored to be your sponsor at EPIQUE Realty and would love to help walk you through the process. Well, that's the end of the presentation. I really appreciate you taking the time to walk through with me today and learn about EPIQUE Realty. Again, if you liked what you heard, be sure to go back to the person that invited you to this presentation and ask them what the next steps are. I'm excited about EPIQUE Realty, and I hope you are too. It's a massive opportunity and a lot of excitement. All right, so that's the end of today. Keep moving forward. Bye for now.